Yeah, we're doing quick hits. All right, so let's go to the second question of the day for you. What advice would you give to those guys to get them off the couch, to get them up out of that procrastination phase?
So is this a really just a generally unmotivated guy?
Yeah, which
Okay.
is, I'm going to be honest, it's a lot of guys.
Yeah.
There's
Would you
more
say
guys
that
who
this is also a
procrastinate and
lazy
who make excuses and are lazy than there are, go getters. That's why go
guy?
getters
Okay.
are more attractive
Okay.
because it's not as many.
So I love this question because I've been there and I think we've all been there at some point. And when I was there, it was bad. It was real, you know. Um, I would say one of the biggest steps to getting out of that procrastination phase is you have to really pay attention to your sphere of influence. The you are the sum of the 5 people you are around the most, right? That's one of the, I don't know if it's a cliche at this point, but there is a lot of truth to that. The math may not be exactly accurate, but you are a product of what you keep closest to you. And if you've got negative influence, you got to figure that out. If you feel like your life is in a rut, start looking at your friends. And if you start seeing, like, if you're the only friend, it's very rare that a person who's not successful, who's really lazy, is around 4 or 5 other people who are super successful and not lazy, and he's just dragging them down. That doesn't happen. It's, you're not the only lazy person in your group, and you have to evaluate and maybe even talk to the other lazy guys and be like, we're messing up right now. What do we got to do to break out of this? And the answer can't be, let's go to a bar. No, you guys got to get up, maybe play a sport or something. I don't know, but evaluate who's around you. That's a really good first step. There's a number of steps, and none of them have to be in specific order. You know what I mean? Like, none of these steps have to be the first step, but one of them has to be the first step. You know what I mean? Have a tribe. I would
That's
say,
super important.
yeah, this is one of the best things about gyms is it's not that it's an environment where you can exercise. You're going to exercise, yes, but you are going to meet people who are going to motivate you to exercise. And that is much more important than the act of just exercising, because you can exercise at home, but it's harder to exercise at home, even if you know how to, even if you know what you're doing and you have all the equipment. It's harder to do it at home. It is easier when you have a circle of people that you can not only exercise with, but you exchange ideas. Maybe you're good at a particular exercise that someone else is not good at, and they're good at a particular exercise that you're not good at. You exchange this with that person. You know what I mean? And that's just one aspect of having a tribe, the gym tribe, for example. But have another hobby. We've seen this. I'll use what they might call a biker gang, but it's really a motorcycle club. That's another tribe. You know what I mean? It's a gathering of guys they're going to have a place away from women, so that they're not worried about that. They're where they can do something that they enjoy. You know what I mean? On a lesser level, you're going to have your online gaming crowd. And, if that is your tribe, if you can connect with people in that way, more power to you. But that's not necessarily what I would recommend, because online gaming, you can get really stuck in. You could be hours a day, just playing Destiny or whatever game. Like, you can get stuck in a hole that way, and that's not going to get you off the couch. That's going to keep you on it. But this next one is a big one. You guys out there, you got to watch less porn. I'm not saying give it up, but you got to get out of that. That porn makes dudes lazy. The way you are and the way you connect with your own sexuality in your brain will reflect in the way you are outside of your sexuality. And if you're way too into the immediate gratification that jerking off to porn gives you, you are going to be impatient in life. You are going to be upset a lot all the time. You're going to be lazy. I'm not, and again, like I said, I'm not saying it's unhealthy to view porn. I'm saying we have gotten out of control with it. We have access to it that we've never had 15 years ago. We grew, we're similar in age. We used to have to get access to tapes.
Don't remind me.
Okay, yeah, we used to have to, like, if we were going to jerk off to porn, we were going to earn that jerk. We looked forward to it. We had a friend in high school who was like, "Yo, Friday, I can get a porn for you, $5." Right, and you were like, "Oh man, I got $5."
Remember when you had to jerk off to thoughts?
Wait, I don't understand.
You had to think of sexy things.
Like, no, we had at least R-rated movies.
Or you had to do a magazine.
Just rewinding parts of Lethal Weapon 2.
Yeah, or a Luke video.
Yeah. Oh, wait. What about scrambled Playboy channel that you had to just keep hitting
that came in like rainbow colored
previous button 50 times?
Oh, those were the good old days.
Yeah, that doesn't exist anymore. So what exists now is you have kids as early as 10, 11 years old having porn on their phone. And that is creating an entire generation of really warped, messed up minds. And I mean, that's a whole nother topic for another time. We can get into that at some point because that's damaging. It's horribly damaging. Control your screen time in general, not just the porn usage, but we are on our phones too much. We are in front of Netflix too much. We are playing too many video games. We both love video games. I play a lot less than I used to.
Yeah, because you're an adult.
Yeah. But as an adult, I played a shit ton of video games.
Yeah, but you're an adult now. Like you're like age.
I'm in like my second adulthood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's that. Your screen time is messing with your perception of reality, not what you're viewing, but I mean literally the lights that are coming out of the screen. They mess with your sleep patterns. They mess with your perception of reality. They might make you a worse driver. So reduce your screen time. Most of us have jobs where we're looking at a computer screen most of the time. So don't make it worse than that. Reduce your salts and sugars. I'm not saying, everyone has got to go on a diet, but salts and sugars can be highly addictive in mass quantities. Have friends who will hold you accountable. So going back to that first part where I said, mind your sphere of influence, you're going to have to pick people to be in your sphere of influence who are going to tell you that you're getting fat. You're going to have to have friends who are telling you that you're being lazy. You gotta have friends who are going to hold you accountable, and you got to do the same thing for them. Don't make it a one-way street. And here's an interesting last detail on this one. I do this from time to time. Take 3 days away from your environment. 3 days by yourself. 2 or 3 days. Take a weekend. Go somewhere else. Be away from everyone and everything. And take like maybe a notebook with you. Write down what is wrong. Write down what you need. Maybe you need to, if you're on the couch listening to this podcast and you're like, I got to do something, book an Airbnb somewhere in Pennsylvania, go to a shooting range, fire off some rounds, bring a notebook with you, evaluate yourself, possibly even think about seeing a therapist. Maybe. But that's up to you. You got to see how bad you are. Only you know how bad you really are.
I don't know how much more you got, but I just want to quickly touch on the tribe thing.
That was my last piece of advice for it. So
the tribe thing is one of the most important things you got to do. You got to take stock of the people you hang with. If you hang with a bunch of losers, what do you think you're going to be? If you hang with a bunch of broke people, what do you think you're going to be?
And you know what? Some people do fall into this trap of like, if I hang out with a bunch of losers, maybe I'll be like the alpha of the losers. You know what I mean?
Still a loser,
Yeah.
which is your king loser. Like,
If I have $10 and everybody else only has 5, I'm the richest guy there. Yeah, but you only have $5, bro.
It's like I'm the head goldfish. Cool, we're sharks.
I'd rather be the brokest guy in a group of dudes who still know what they're doing and aren't losers than be the richest guy in a group of losers.
It's an offshoot of Patrice O'Neal's penguin theory. It's like the penguin theory, just not to make this too long, is women a lot of times will date men that they know are mentally weaker because it's easier rather than deal with men who are mentally stronger and mentally tougher and mentally more domineering, because that's harder to do. And he always equates like everybody looks at great white sharks as equal, but there's a male great white shark and a female great white shark. Now, if I'm a penguin, I just go, holy shit, there's a great white shark. I don't go, holy shit, that's a male, or oh, that's a female. I might get a chance. You just look at a great white shark. Now, as the female great white shark, she doesn't want it. She naturally inclines to deal with male great white sharks, but they're stronger than her. They're faster than her. They're mentally going to be more domineering. And guys, this is an analogy. We're not talking about nature. We're giving an analogy here. So what they'll do is they'll start to date these penguins who they can run over and they can tell them what to do and they'll do it. Why? Because they're scared of that great white shark, that female great white shark. But eventually they're going to get bored and they're going to eat them because they're not satisfied with them. So they got to go back to that male great white shark and figure out how to make it work. It's the same thing in that scenario. If you want to be a great white shark, you got to be around other great white sharks. You can't be the king of the tadpoles. You can't be the king of the goldfish or the king of the salmon. You're not threatening anybody. There's only one king of the jungle. If you want to be on that level, you got to hang around people who are at that level. You can't be with, like, if you're always complaining about you're broke and you look around and all your friends are always all broke, find somebody who's not broke and be their friend or learn from them, and then uplift your other friends. But you can't just hang around the same group of people all the time and expect things to be different. It's not going to happen. That's what happens in every man's life. So, Robbie, anything more to add?
No, it's a very important thing. And I think actually, without trying to offend any females who may or may not be listening, the tribe thing, I think what's happening in the modern day in the wake of what feminism has brought us is they are trying to stomp out places that men can go and just be by themselves with their tribe. You know what I mean? Like it used to be like cigar bars, or the bar itself used to only be a place where men could go. But things change and that's fine. But there used to be places where it was just like, this is a men's club. This is a men's only thing. And it wasn't offensive and it wasn't a big deal. And they have stomped that out as much as possible. And I think that's a shame.
All right. So guys, once again, this is Ace. With me, always, is Rob. We're doing a quick, Q&A session for today. Like, subscribe, hit all those buttons. We'll catch you when we catch you. Peace.